Good morning, friends. How are you? Welcome to the Diamond Group of Institutions online classes. Already in the earlier classes we discussed about the solid state. In solid state, two topics are covered. The first one is a introduction to solid state. The second one is a classification of solids. Classification of solids. So now we are going to discuss about the next topic belongs to the crystal lattice. So today the topic belongs to the crystal lattice. So before going to discuss this crystal lattice, already the HOD Minister announced the dates, examination dates for G mains, JEE mains, and NEET. Here, the G main classes taken online classes and then NEET is a offline class. Now the G mains will start from 18th to 23rd July. Online G mains exam starts from 18th to 23rd July. Whereas NEET offline class will held on 26th July. 26th July. Remember this one? So G mains 18th to 23rd July and then NEET 26th July. It is the two examination dates. Right. Now come to the topic belongs to the crystal lattice. Now what is the definition of the crystal lattice? The regular arrangement of constituent particles. The regular arrangement of constituent particles in three-dimensional system are in space is known as the crystal lattice. So define crystal lattice. So what is the definition of? So here the regular arrangement of the constituent particles in three-dimensional system are in space is known as a crystal lattice. Now what is the meaning of the three-dimensional 3D? Now come the 2D. So here what is the 2D? 2D means a two-dimensional. Two-dimensional system. Whereas a 3D means the three-dimensional system. So 2D and 3D. Suppose we can get in the 2D we got only the length and breadth only. L and B. In 2D we get only the length and breadth. Whereas in 3D we got the length, breadth as well as the height also. In 2D length is there and the breadth is there. In 3D we got the length, breadth and height. So here one example for 2D belongs to the rectangle. Here the rectangle belongs to the two-dimensional system, whereas the cuboid belongs to the three-dimensional system. Cuboid. Here the rectangle belongs to the 2D and the cuboid belongs to the 3-dimensional system. And second example, the sphere belongs to the 2-dimensional system and the cube belongs to the 3-dimensional system. So it belongs to the cube. So here in 2D we got a sphere. In 3D we got a cuboid and here we got a rectangle. Now the rectangle is having only the length as well as the breadth only. So it is the length and it is the breadth. Single page. Only the single page belongs to the rectangle. That means it has some length and some breadth. Now, a collection of pages, a collection of 2-dimensional systems, a page, second page, third page. So, a collection of the pages, that is collection of the rectangles carries a 3-dimensional system that belongs to the cuboid. That is meant if you take a single page in the book that regards to the rectangle only. Suppose the collection of a rectangles gives the cuboid. That means it has some length, some breadth, and also some height. So length is there, breadth is there, and height is also there. Right? It is belongs to the 3-dimensional system. Simply, the 2D belongs to only the length and breadth. Whereas for the 3D system, we got the length, breadth, and also height. So simply here in 2-dimensional, we got the only the length is there, and the breadth is there. Whereas in the 3-dimensional system, we got the 3 coordinate axis belongs to the length. So it is the length. Next time we got the some breadth. Again, we got some height also. So here we got in 2D, we got 3 coordinate axes. One is a length or a breadth or a height. So in between these two, x-axis and y-axis, we got the 90 degrees. Y-axis and z-axis, again we got the 90 degrees. Again, x-axis and z-axis also we can get the 90 degrees. So it is a length, breadth, and height. So each and every axis, each and every 2 axes we got the 90 degrees angle. So belongs the 2D and 3D. Now come to the example for the crystal lattice. Now here actually in the definition of the crystal lattice, the regular arrangement of the constant particles must be taken. So the regular arrangement means the regular arrangement of the crystal lattice. So it is taken the points, first point, second point, third point, fourth and fifth. Now we have to take the regular arrangement. So I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, we take another 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, in the third row, we got it follows the first row. So 1, 2, again 3, 4, and 5. Again, for the fourth row, we have to follow the second row at the right 1. So here, we got the third point, fourth point, fifth point. So now we have arranged the constant particles in a regular arrangement. So it's made 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5. So the third row must follow the first row and the fourth row must follow the second row. Now the joint is a points like this. So it is 2D or 3D? Yes, it belongs to the 2D So it has only length and breadth. So it belongs to the 2D only. But we have to take only the three-dimensional system. That's right. Here I have the another set of points. Now joint is a like this. So joint is points like this. We can get the three-dimensional system belongs to the along x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. Here the atoms has the names A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Remember here the A, B, 2, H are known as the lattice points. Are known as the lattice points. Now here the remaining atoms are also connected like this. So it is a point. So point to point. So connected these two points. Again, in the third row, we can connect these 2 points. Now, it is the again, in the second row, we got the connection of the 2 points. Here also, connection of the 2 points. We can get now, connect these 2 points. We can get the crystal like this. Again, it belongs to the three-dimensional only. Again, connect these next points like this. Next points like this. So belongs to the crystal lattice. So again, we can connect these lines. Now to connect the remaining points. Now this total system, the total system is called as the crystal lattice. What's that? Crystal lattice. So it is the total crystal lattice. Now come to the lattice points. What is the definition of the lattice point? What is the definition of the lattice point? Simply the atoms present in the crystal lattice. Now atoms, each and every atom present in the crystal lattice A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. So up to the total points present in the crystal lattice are called as the lattice points. Now, what is the significance of the lattice points? Here, the significance. Significance of lattice points. Significance of lattice points. The first one belongs to it indicates the geometry of the crystal lattice. Second one, it indicates the location of the constituent particles. So here the significance. What is the significance of the lattice point? So the significance of the lattice points belongs to, it has two significance. The first one is it indicates the geometry of the crystal lattice, and the second one is it indicates the location of the constituent particles. So what are the constituent particles here? The constituent particles may be the atoms, ions, or molecules, whatever it is. So here the constituent particles may be atoms, ions, or molecules. So now the next topic. So here the crystal lattice. Crystal lattice. What about the crystal lattice? The regular arrangement of the constant particles in 3D system. So what meaning of 3D? Belongs to three-dimensional system. In space is known as the crystal lattice. So now, what is the difference between 3D and 2D? Means the 2D has only length and breadth, whereas in 3D you got a length, breadth, and also some height. Similar example, the 2D belongs to the rectangle, and for the 3D belongs to the cuboid. Next example, sphere, and for 3D we got the cube. Now. Here is an example for the crystal lattice, arrangement of the crystal lattice. Now come to the lattice point. So what about the lattice point? The atoms present in the crystal lattice. So here is a crystal lattice. In this crystal lattice we got the so many number of atoms. These atoms are taken as the lattice points. So here simply already we got the names A, B, C, D. So up to H. So A, B up to H are taken as the lattice points. What is the significance of the lattice points? Here, the lattice points has two significance. The first one is it indicates the geometry of the crystal lattice. The second one is it indicates the location of the constant particles. So, the constant particles may be taken as atoms, ions, or molecules. Now, come to the next step. Now here, already we know the arrangement of the crystal lattice. In the crystal lattice, one 3D system is taken. That single point in the crystal lattice is taken as a unit cell. So here, in the total crystal lattice, I have to choose only the first part in the crystal lattice, that is belongs to the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Now I will take only one part of the crystal lattice. That is so here belongs to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. So from this diagram, from this crystal lattice, you have to choose one part belongs to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So this is known as the unit cell. So now, what is the definition of the unit cell? So the definition of the unit cell. The smallest repeated three-dimensional unit in crystal lattice. So what the definition of the unit cell? The smallest repeated three-dimensional unit in crystal lattice is known as the unit cell. Suppose I will take the unit cell. So this unit cell is taken from the lattice, crystal lattice. So from the crystal lattice, we have to choose only one part. So that is belongs to the repeated unit. So A, B, C, D. So it is repeated here. It is repeated here. So belongs to the repeated system. Simple example. Suppose we have to take a simple one box. Suppose one box is taken. In that box, we have to arrange the soaps. So here you got a 27 soaps. 27 soaps. So soaps are arranged in the box. So first soap, second, third, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in the single box, in the bottom of the box, we got the arrangement of the 9 soaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next, come to the second layer. Now, so we have created the total 27 slopes. Next, the 10th slope is arranged over the first slope. So 1 to 9 already placed in the first layer. Next we go for the 10th slope. So the 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So the second layer is over. In the first layer we got the 9 slopes. In the second layer we got the 9 slopes. In the third layer also we got the 9 slopes. Now the total box is taken as a crystal lattice. The total box is taken as a crystal lattice. And here what is the unit cell? Means the soap is taken as a unit cell. So the soap is repeatedly comes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 slopes are arranged at the bottom of the box. Again, above those slopes, again 9 slopes are get arranged. Again, above those slopes, again 9 slopes are arranged. Right? So the first layer we got the 9 slopes, second layer we got the 9 slopes, third layer we got the 9 slopes. So the repeated smallest unit, the smallest repeated 3-dimensional unit belongs to the single slope. So the slope is taken as a unit cell. So here the total box is taken as the crystal lattice, and the single slope is a repeated unit in the box. That is taken as the unit. Now, so the unit cell is the smallest repeated 3-dimensional unit in the crystal lattice is known as the unit cell. Now, the parameters of the unit cell. Parameters of the unit cell. So what are the parameters of the unit cell? Means the parameters of the unit cell are considered as two types. The first one is axial lengths. Those are belongs to small a, small b, and small c. Next the axial angles. Axial angles. Belongs to the alpha, beta, and gamma. Here the axial length belongs to A, B, C, and the axial angles belongs to alpha, beta, and gamma. Now from the diagram. Here I am considering the unit cell. Here is the unit cell. Now the unit cell is having a 3 coordinates: x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. Now along x-axis we got the length. We got the infinite length belongs to the x-axis. Next along y-axis we got the infinite length belongs to the y-axis. Next along z-axis we got the infinite length belongs to the z-axis. So along x-axis, along y-axis, along z-axis we got the unit cell. Now for this unit cell, what is the length? Means here, so here is the length, here is the length of the unit cell. So from here to here we got the a centimeter, small a centimeter. So the length along x-axis for this unit cell belongs to the small a centimeter. So from here to here. Along y-axis, we got the length belongs to small b centimeter. Small b. Along so y-axis. So here we got the small b centimeters. Along z-axis, we got the small c centimeter. We got the small c centimeter. Small c centimeter. So for this unit cell, along x-axis we got the a centimeters, and along the y-axis we got the small b centimeters, and along the z-axis we got the small c centimeters. Now, what about the angles? Axial angles. So alpha, beta, and gamma. So in between the a and b, we got the angle belongs to gamma is angle. In between the x-axis and y-axis, that is in between a and b centimeters, we got the gamma. Gamma is the angle. Whereas in between b and c, we got the angle belongs to alpha. Alpha is the angle. Now in between A and C is C centimeters. In between A and C, we got the angle belongs to beta. Beta is the angle. So in between A and B, we got the gamma is angle. In between B and C, we got the alpha is angle. In between A and C, we got the beta is the angle. Okay, now, how we have to remember this alpha, beta, and gamma? In A and B, we got the gamma is angle. In between B and C, we got the alpha is angle. In between A and C, we got the beta is the angle. Now, how we have to recognize the alpha, beta, and gamma? Here, A, B, C are the axial lines, and alpha, beta, gamma are the axial angles. Now, in between A and B, the angle belongs to the gamma. Nothing but here, A write the order of the ABC. So A, B, C, and next alpha, beta, and gamma. Now, if we want the angle in between A and B, then so A and B, we want the angle belongs to gamma. Suppose we have to take the angle between B and C, we can get the alpha is the angle. So omit these two. The third one belongs to the angle. Now in between A and C. In between A and C, we got the omit these two. The beta belongs to the angle between A and C. You understand? So here, in between A and B, we got the angle. So omit these two, then we can consider the gamma. So in between A and B, we got the gamma is angle. Next, in between B and C. So omit these two, then we go for the alpha. Alpha is the angle between B and C. Next, A and C. So the angle between A and C belongs to beta only. Because so omit these two, then the third belongs to the beta. Now our tip is there. Now simply see here. So it is the x-axis. Along x-axis, the length belongs to a centimeter. Now along, so the opposite angle of this A belongs to alpha. It is the first technique, it is the second technique. So it is the x-axis, it must between the a centimeter. The opposite angle of this coordinate belongs to alpha. Next, the opposite angle of this y coordinate, simply the b centimeter belongs to beta. So opposite angle of this belongs to alpha, opposite angle of this B coordinate belongs to beta, and opposite angle of C coordinate belongs to the gamma. So this means A opposite alpha, B opposite angle beta, and C opposite angle gamma. So you can remember in two different ways. So like this or like this, whatever you want. Now come to the type of unit cells. Next topic, what is the type of unit cells? It is a very important. It is a very important. So ABC and alpha beta gamma. So this topic is a very important for theory, NEET as well as the JEE mains. So remains also. So next go for the types of unit cells. Types of unit cells. Actually, the unit cells are classified into two different types. The unit cells are classified into two different types. The first one belongs to primitive unit cell or simple cube. The first one, the types of unit cells. The types of unit cells is a classified into two types. The first one is a primitive unit cell or a simple cube. Second one belongs to the centered unit cells. Centered unit cells. Now again, the centered unit cells are classified into three types. The centered unit cells are classified into three types. The first one is a body centered cubic. Second one is face centered cubic. And the third one is hand centered unit. So here the type of unit cells are classified into two types. The first one is a primitive unit cell. It is also called as a simple cube. Next, the second type belongs to the centered unit cell. The centered unit cells again classified into two types. The first one is a body centered cubic unit cell. Second one is a face centered cubic unit cell. The third one is end centered cubic unit cell. So now, what is the diagram for the primitive unit cell? Here, the diagram belongs to here in the primitive unit cell. In the primitive unit cell, the lattice points are arranged at only at the corners. So here is the cubic unit cell. In the cubic unit cell, the lattice points are arranged at the corners. How many corners are there? How many corners for the cubic unit cell? Total 8 corners must be there. So here 1, next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. These are the 8 corners. So in these 8 corners we got a lattice point. Then that unit cell is called as a primitive unit cell. If the unit cell contains the lattice points only at the corner, that unit cell is known as a primitive unit cell or a simple cube. Next, come to the body centered cubic unit cell. Here the lattice points are arranged at corner, including that corner got the center of the body. Here the arrangement of the lattice points are present at corner, and the body center of the body. So here you got the how many corners are present means you got the 8 corners are present. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 corners. So the corners for the cubic unit belongs to the 8. Next, what about the body center? So only one lattice point is present at the center of the body. So here is the center of the body. So here only one body center is present. So this type of arrangement of the lattice points in the unit cell is called as a body-centered cubic unit cell. Belong the body-centered cubic unit cell. Next, we go for the face-centered cubic unit cell. Now come to the diagram. In the face-centered cubic unit cell, the lattice points are arranged at the corners. And then, including those corners, we got the face centers also. So the corners belongs to total 8 points. Already we have to see here. So here total 8 number of points are present at the 8 corners. We got the 8 corners are there, 8 lattice points are present. Now, including those 8 corners, the face centers also carries a total 6 lattice points. Now, the first one, number of corners for this cuboid belongs to 8. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next, come to this side. So 5, 6, 7, 8 corners are present. So here, each and every cubic unit cell, we got the total 8 corners. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8 corners are there. So we got the 8 corners. So each and every unit cell, we got the 8 corners and 8 lattice points. Now come to the faces. How many faces for this cubic unit cell? We got total 6 faces. The first, 1, second, third, and fourth face. Next, we go for the fifth face and second face. Total for this cuboid, we got total 6 faces are present. The first, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next, 5 and 6. So now, so the 6 faces are there. Now come to here. The first phase belongs to, it is the 1 lattice points. Total 6 faces are present. The first, second, third, and fourth. Now, what about the fifth phase and the sixth phase? Now here, so here. Here it is the 1 phase. It is the fifth phase. So for this we have taken the center of this fifth phase. So here is the phase. For this phase we have taken the point that belongs to the center. face, it is the largest point, and this is next face. So here is the next face. So here is the fifth phase, and here is the total sixth phase. Now in the sixth phase we got the. So for this diagram we got the total six phases are there. That's why we got the six phases in this form. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now for this phase we got the lattice point here. Now for this phase, what phase? We got the lattice point here. Got the lattice point. So you got the lattice point. So for the face centered cubic initial at corners we got the 8 lattice points. At the face centers we got the 6 lattice points. Now for the end centered cubic initial. For the end-centered cubic initial, the lattice points are arranged at two positions. One is a corner, including the corner. Here, corner has a 8 lattice points. Again, including that corner, we got two opposite. Two opposite faces. We got the two lattice points. In two opposite faces, we got the two lattice points. Now, so in every quarter carry say the lattice point belongs to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So, including the corner, we got any two opposite faces. So, actually, this carries total spaces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, for this, any two opposite faces, but here and here. So, here is one set of opposite faces. Here or here. Here or here. Now, here, we got the one lattice point here. This opposite face means there is a lattice. So any two opposite faces. So it is the lattice point. For this point, it is the opposite face. Right? These two belongs to the lattice point. So belong the end-centered cubic initial. Okay. Next day. Already we got the corners, face centers. Now we go for the body center. So how many body centers are present for the cubic unit cell or the cuboid unit cell? Now here only one point is present at the center of the body, simply the body center. Now here is the book. Now here is a one face, second face, third face, fourth face, fifth face, and sixth face. So 6 faces are present here. And what about the corners? So again, 8 corners are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, what about the body center? How many body centers are present for the unit cell? Means only one body center is present. That is the limited. Here is the book. Inside we got the middle page. In the middle page, we got the center, single center. That center is taken as the body center. Here is the book. Here is the book. In this book, you have to choose the middle page. And in that middle page, again choose the center. So that center is called as the body center. So for any body, for any object, you got only one center. It belongs to the inside the. So that belongs to the body center. So for the crystal lattice, we got only one body center. For the crystal lattice, 8 corners are present. For the crystal lattice, we got 6 faces are present. So it is a unit cells, types of unit cells. Now, so it is the end of the topic. In the next class, we will discuss about the calculation of the lattice points. In the next topic, next lesson, next class, we go for the calculation of the lattice points. Calculation of the lattice points. So it is the calculation. Thank you so much. So it is the total. The corners belongs to 8 and body center is only 1 and face center 6. So it is a completion of the topic, present topic. In the next class, we will discuss the very important topic, that is the calculation of lattice points. Calculation of lattice points.